Deathnote is filled with a myriad of twists and turns. Every decision a character makes often leads to something else happening down the line. But what would happen if one of the very first large-scale decisions in the story never came to be? I'm talking about Light Yagami killing Lind L. Tailor, when L sets him up in order to narrow down the scope of people who could be Kira. As we all know at this point, L uses a stand-in for him to coerce Kira into revealing vital information.
National Police Task Force, which includes all member nations. I am Lind L. Tailor, otherwise known as L.
He learns that Kira is more than likely in the Kanto region of Japan due to this being the only region in which the TV is broadcasting. He also learns that Kira can kill from afar. He doesn't know how exactly, or that it's through supernatural means, but he does know that it's not through any conventional means, that's for sure.
L is real. I do exist. Now, try to kill me.
You bastard.
You're probably like, we know this already. I'm just explaining this because it shows that if Light never killed Lind L. Tailor, he would have never revealed this info to L. So without this info, L would have continued to broadcast the call out around the world until there's no place left because Lind L. Tailor wouldn't have been killed. So first and foremost, what would have happened is Lind L. Tailor probably would have been set free. We don't really know who he is or what his crimes were, but we know later on in the story when L was willing to offer up another serial killer or person on death row to use the book in the intention that they would die, he would pardon them if they were not to die. I'm assuming Lind L. Tailor would receive the same fate.
If someone starts writing in the notebook, they'll have to obey the 13-day rule and keep writing names forever.
It's already been worked out. The person who will write in the book is a criminal scheduled to be executed in just over 13 days. If he's still alive 13 days after writing the name, he'll be pardoned from execution.
But now into the meat, the crux of the argument. What does this mean for the story? Now, does this mean L would have zero clue as to where Kira is? No. The reason he suspected the Kanto region in the first place was because of the absurdity of the murder of the intruder at the children's elementary school. L already noticed that it was incredibly strange. A man broke into a school and held these kids hostage until he died of a heart attack and all the kids came running out.
But in actuality, the first of your victims was a suspect in Shinjuku. Of all the criminals that have recently died of heart attacks, this one's crime was by far the least serious. Furthermore, his crime was only ever reported inside Japan.
If L wasn't able to confirm any other region for Kira, it's not far-fetched to believe he'd go right back into suspecting the Kanto region of Japan. Light shows his hand that he is a kid with the killing of the victims time-wise, and based off, time zones, he's gotta be in East Asia at the very least.
We found that all of them occurred between the hours of 4 p.m. and 2 a.m. on weekdays, local time, with 68% of them occurring between 8 p.m. and 12 a.m. Weekends and holidays appear to be the exception to this rule, as the times of death vary much more widely than during the week.
That information is extremely relevant for us. It suggests that given the times of death, our suspect could very well be a student. Based on the fact that Kira...
His self-righteous view and stance on criminals also shows L that he's more than likely a kid. He can't be old. He can't be too old, because crime isn't actually right or wrong. There's a lot of nuance in crime. Lind L. Tailor's death definitely sped up the investigation. But if Light never killed him, it's hard to imagine he still wouldn't have been found out eventually. However, there is one key part of the story that does need to be talked about. As I've said, the info that Light shows off by killing Lind L. Tailor kind of was already known. It was only confirmation. However, what Light does do by killing Lind L. Tailor is he confirms the existence of Kira to the world.
Look, it's Kira versus L. Live broadcasting killing.
This is freaky.
Amazing. Do it, Kira! Someone stop this. Can't you do it?
When he confirms Kira's existence to the world, he catches someone's eye in particular, Misa Amane. Misa's parents were killed during a robbery, and their murderer was eventually killed by Kira. Misa then devotes her life to meeting Kira, as all she wants is to be a vessel or a tool of his.
But you might have removed several pages from your death note. You could be hiding them somewhere for all I know.
Why are you so suspicious of me? I already told you I don't care even if all you do is use me. Believe me.
But without the confirmation that Kira exists, would she even know who killed her parents? Rumors of Kira existed, and they circulated online. People were chattering about him, but there's never anything concrete until the Lind L. Tailor moment. Without Misa interfering, it's hard to say exactly what would happen. I mean, Light's initial downfall was because of Misa, right? I mean, one, she was broadcasting tapes and she left her fingerprints on it. Two, she's talking about the Shinigami eyes in public on these tapes across the TV.
I don't think you have the eyes, but you don't have to worry. I would never try to kill you. That's a promise.
What the hell is he thinking? Talking about Shinigami eyes in a public message like this.
What's this having the eyes supposed to mean? Is it a code?
Yeah.
Please tell me how I can meet you without the police knowing. You'll think of something, and when we meet, we can confirm our identities by showing our Shinigami to each other.
Shinigami? He's a liability.
So they know that they kind of get a hint that there's some supernatural stuff going on here, right? She's kind of just blowing this all up for Light. But if Light and her never meet, it makes it a lot harder for L to figure out who Light is, you know? So without Misa in the picture, what does happen? I mean, we can't possibly know. It's a completely different story at that point. But it does boil down to a game of wits then at that point between Light and L. There's no handicap in which Misa Mane essentially gives L a huge advantage and massive amounts of leverage, and Light has to work around it because of Rem. Without her there, it's just straight up a duel between the two. Light doesn't know L's real name. L has to prove that Light is Kira somehow. And I honestly think this could have made for another interesting story as well, a cool what-if story, so that's why I decided to make a video about it. And if you guys enjoy this video, you should like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think down below. And yeah, if you also have any future ideas for a video, let me know. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace!
He's a liability.